Hi, welcome to Thoughts from the Porch. Today, due to weather, we're coming from the kitchen, so it's Thoughts from the Kitchen. Today, we're going to talk about faith. So, the first thing I want to say is I am a Christian. I'm what I classify, like on paperwork and such, where they say, religion. I say hardcore Christian because of how I was raised and because of what I believe and because of my journey. Doesn't make me better or worse. It just makes me what I am, what I choose to be. I see that there are what I call political Christians. There are what I call the super Christians. There are the convenient Christians. They're all different labels. And I know by virtue of being a Christian, we're not supposed to label. But sometimes the label kind of clarifies things, right? So, like a political Christian who uses their Christianity to advance their political agenda. Not judging that there are people who do that, okay? Or the convenient Christian, which is the Christian who, again, just an opinion, not a judgment, but a Christian who specifically brings out their Christian hat at times that it's convenient. Either it's a holiday or to make a point or whatever. As long as you're Christian, that to me, or a Buddhist, let me be clear. I'm not saying Christian is the only way. I'm saying that Christian is my way. Period. Muslims, Jews, uh, anybody, it doesn't matter. Here's what it comes down to for me. If your religion is teaching you to love, then it's the right religion. If your religion is teaching you to hate or to isolate or to compartmentalize other humans, then that's not really religion. That's a political agenda, okay? If you've known me for more than 5 minutes, you know that I had a pretty rough upbringing. Now, that doesn't mean that I had bad parents. I had great parents. We were never starving. Yeah, there were days that we got sick eating pasta 5 or 6 days in a row. But look what it did, how healthy we are. My rough upbringing was of my own choice, of running with the wrong people, of being a jackass, of trying to impress people and doing things that were just stupid, you know. Many friends who I've had since high school are saying, dude, how are you still alive? And the answer is God. How has my life been elevated, elevated, elevated every year, every minute? It all comes down to God. It comes down to my journey, my walk with Him. It comes down to my sharing my journey. I'm not a guy who's going to hammer you every day. I'm a guy who's going to remind you and who's going to be available here if you want to talk about it. You know, I understand that God made a sacrifice. I understand that the Virgin Mary gave birth to this child, and this child lived for 30 years on this earth. 33 years, I apologize. Um, I get all that. My point is, I believe in God. I believe God set me free. You know, I don't follow the Bible as a tool to make a point, right? I know that the Bible is a roadmap. It's allegory. It's symbolism. I don't take it word for word. I take the good messages out. I take the important messages out. You know, the two most important: love your neighbor as yourself, and put God above all. And those are things that you can do. Those are things you can do. And again, if you're Muslim, you put your higher power, right? You put your family. I'm woefully ignorant of other religions, but I'm intelligent enough to say that they have every right, and they're not wrong, and they're not going to not find their eternal happiness because they're a different religion. My choice for me is Christian. My choice for me, I've studied Buddhism a little bit, not as much as probably I should when you consider that my mother was a Buddhist nun. And maybe you should have a little more knowledge about Buddhism. That's not a joke, by the way. My mother was a Buddhist nun, which is why the house I live in is about 2 blocks from Wat Damaran, which is where the Buddhists practice. Um, I grew up Catholic, and Catholic is probably the only religion that um, No, they're just. I just. That's a whole different video. I don't think man-made religions are necessary. Catholic, Protestant, Methodist, Reform. None of that. I think it's between you and God. My church is on stage with a guitar in my hand. My church is in the back of a theater where my play is being presented. My church is in front of a camera for a short film. Because I'm a vessel, and from through me comes ideas, stories, what have you, that are inspired. Which is not to say that I only write Christian material. I've written some relatively non-Christian material. But I'm a vessel. Everything that comes from me comes through my higher power. It's important that you have a higher power. And you know, if you're an atheist, your higher power could be something completely different. It could be art, could be cooking, it could be a variety of things. It could be your spouse. That's okay. I think that there's a misunderstanding of the arrogance of a Christian versus the contentment of knowing that I'm going to go to heaven. When I shuffle off this mortal coil, there's no doubt in my mind that the Lord Jesus washed my sins away with his blood, and I'm going to go sit at the right hand of my Father. There's no doubt about that. Now, that's not a license to go out and do terrible things. As a matter of fact, it's an obligation to live right and live well. And I'm not perfect. I'm human. I make mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes. I make more than enough mistakes. But I try to atone for them. I try to reach back and get to the root of them and not make them a second time. So my suggestion right now is search for your higher power. If you don't know, find your higher power. If you want to talk about it, hit me down there in the comments. We can email about it. We can talk on the phone about it. It's important that you are at peace with your higher power. And I want to be clear again, if I haven't been clear enough, your higher power could be anything. Right? Your higher power can be anything. Just dedicate to it, learn from it, say from it. You could be a Muslim, Jew, a Jain, whatever you are. At the end of the day, just be the best who you can be. Be the best human being that you can be. We're going to struggle. I struggle. We are going to struggle. But if you offer it up to your higher power, maybe the struggle is less. Maybe you see the results. I see the results every day. Every single day of my life, I see the results of the Lord's walking with me and making the journey with me. He's there for you, or she's there for you, or it's there for you, or they're there for you. It doesn't matter. What matters is you find your higher power. What matters is that you make yourself the best you can be. What matters is that you don't beat yourself up if you drop the ball. Because you're human. You're going to do something dumb. Recognize it, atone for it, and move on. That's a really tough time, and you need to find peace in this tough time. And one place to find peace is cradled in the hands of your higher power. My higher power is God, and he's got my back. He always has had. He always will. So I just want to wish you peace. Peace on your family. Peace to all of my friends. Peace to my enemies. Just do what you can to find your peace. And God bless.